you want to know my opinion on what I think, just keep on watching. Hey guys, what's good? It's your girl Nisi here and I'm back with a new video, and I want to give a huge shout out to my subscribers, my new ones and remaining ones. And if you're new here, subscribe to your girl. I just need 19 more subscribers to hit my goal of 1k. So I definitely need to hit that for the end of this month. But yes guys, for this video, so much mess, so much shade has been in this Super Bowl. So first of all, shout out to the Latin community. Big ups, Bad Bunny. I loved his performance. But when I say America is divided once again, it's divided. It's literally giving Kendrick all over again. You know, the amount of complaints. You know, a lot of people said it was boring. Obviously, with this people, a lot of people saying, "Oh, it was too much Spanish. Like, why couldn't we have a bit of English?" Listen, the thing what I love about these artists from Kendrick to Bad Bunny, they're not people pleasers. You know what I mean? Like, I love the concept with Bad Bunny from him. You know, with the whole Grammy, passing the Grammy to the younger him. I love that. At the beginning when they're in the cornfield, again, him coming from Puerto Rico is very similar to Jamaica. Like, it's the islands. I know Puerto Rico's a part of America, but you know, it's in the Caribbean, you know what I mean? It's a part of it. So certain things he was showing, it reminded me a lot of Jamaica. And then at the end when he's shouting out all the Latin country, and like he said, love is more powerful and more stronger than hate. You know, there's a lot of hate right now in America, in the world, to be honest. But you know what I mean, love is like, you can't beat love. You know what I mean, once you can get hated by 1,000 people, but if you've got that one person that loves you down and is loyal to you and respects you, forget all those thousand. You know what I mean, it doesn't mean anything. So I definitely agree with that. When we talk about make America great again, let's love, let's unite, let's come together as one. And I just find it very funny because obviously Puerto Rico, it used to be its own country before it became a part of America. Same with Hawaii. You know, it's a part of the Americas. So for them to be like, you know, when a person's Spanish speaking, they're like, "Oh, you're not American, you're this, you're that," and it's just like, but Puerto Rico's a part of America. So you know what I mean? Like, make up your mind, like, which one is it? One minute you want us to be a part of it, and then you know what I mean? Child. But yes, his performance, and not just his performance. Obviously there's been people tweeting pictures, videos, relationships. You know, apparently Cardi B and Stefan Diggs, they're over now. Like, just like, and guys, when I say the memes, I love a good meme. If you've not seen my video yesterday with the whole Trump and the Obamas, do check that video out. I'll link it at the end. Even though that was a meme, that wasn't funny. That was just straight up racism. These memes right here, these are so funny. So yes, allegedly Cardi B, Stefan Diggs, they've unfollowed each other. So you know, in today's climate, that means it's over. The relationship's done. So these memes of, you know, Offset, you know, like, come back, Cardi B, come back to come back to your husband. I cannot deal. Stefan's team, they lost. So it's just like, yeah, you lost a good woman and you lost the Super Bowl. Like, when I say man can't catch a break, and then obviously he's got all these alleged cases and charges on his head, so he's gonna be appearing in court soon. Like, it's too much. You have 21 Savage chilling out with Kendall Jenner, but he's meant to be Lotto's man. So then he's trying to walk and blend into the what. When I say it was a mess, it was a hot mess. And then you have Chris Brown posting something after the Super Bowl, like, yeah, they need me. Like, a lot of people did not like Bad Bunny's performance. Some people thought it was too over the top because obviously you had the bit with the lights climbing up and then the power. Lady Gaga, Ricky Martin, you know, Cardi B was there, but she didn't perform. And it's just like, Cardi B, like, we definitely needed to hear, because I like it like the, big tune. But yeah, as a whole, I enjoyed it. I do need to rewatch it because, again, there was so much going on. You missed stuff. There was even a real wedding that happened. I'll put a picture. So basically, the couple invited Bad Bunny to their wedding. He couldn't make it. So he was just like, yo, I'm performing at the Super Bowl. Do you want to do your wedding live on national TV? And obviously, they're going to be like, yes. So I love that. There was just so much in them, and I love the variety of like Latinos, Latinas that he showed in his performance. You know, you have the Afro Latinas, you have the white Hispanic. You know what I mean? So I'm here for it. I love it. But yeah, guys, let's get into people's reactions.
Caribbean people, I never felt more proud to be from the Caribbean region than tonight. Bad Bunny, the baddest of all the bunnies, took our culture and put it on display for the world to see. From the sugar cane to the banana trees, from the men playing dominoes outside of a rum shop. He took the essence of our culture, what it means to be a Caribbean person, a Latin American person, and said, "This is us." And the incorporation of Cardi B, Ricky Martin, and Lady Gaga was more than just guest appearances, but was bridging a gap between those that were born in the homeland, those that were born in the diaspora, and those that are of our culture but love us all the same. And then the flags! The flags! St. Lucia, Suriname, St. Kitts and Nevis, Grenada, Puerto Rico, all my days. Benito, you did your big one tonight. You did your big one tonight. Representing the Caribbean, Latin America, from us to the world, from the Grammys to the Super Bowl. You did your big one. Big up yourself, my man. Okay, bye.
Yeah, shout out to him, and I agree 100. Listen, if you come from the diaspora or if you have lineage back to the Caribbean, listen, you felt it. And like you said, just the different things in the performance, it took you back home. Again, maybe for like white Americans, if they've never been to the Caribbean, never been to Puerto Rico, he brought that, like, he showed you little parts in his performance. So, like he said, from the dominoes, the sugar cane, the liquor store, like someone was jerking some food outside. Like it just reminded me of Jamaica. Like you go to Jamaica, every corner you're gonna see something similar to what he showed in that performance. So I am here for it. Again, at the end, I loved it. Shouting out all the countries, especially in the Caribbean, especially the Latin countries, the flag. I was looking out for the Jamaica flag. So yes, it's like when people from the Caribbean, I'll use Jamaica when they win something at the Olympics. It's not just for Jamaica; it's for the Caribbeans as a whole. I don't really see Puerto Rico is a part of America, so let's use the DR. I don't really see like Dominican Republic or Haiti when it comes to the Olympics. But again, a win for Jamaica. It's not just for Jamaica, it's for the Caribbean as a whole. You have all these little small islands, but as a whole, they are one. You know what I mean? Again, with hurricanes, when it's hurricane season and they're going through it, as much as they might be helping, say, like Jamaica or Haiti, you know what I mean? Like other Caribbean islands come in and pitch in. Shout out to Cuba, you know what I mean? They're always helping Jamaica and vice versa. But I agree, like I love the performance. And for people like, oh, it's too much, like I love, yeah, that Bad Bunny said, listen, I'm proud to be Puerto Rican. You're gonna get it. Like he's unapologetic. Same way people were like, oh, Kendrick's performance is too black, it's too hood, it's too Compton. He's unapologetic. You're gonna get what you're gonna get. And listen, this picture, well, I saw it, it just sums it up as a whole. Last year it was Compton, unapologetic black. This year it's Latino, especially Puerto Rico, unapologetic. Like I am here for it.
Why would I watch the halftime show or care if I don't understand what he's saying? Like people are saying you're racist for not wanting to watch or support Bad Bunny, and I'm like, I think that's the problem. I think there's an agenda behind why he's performing, and you're a part of it. I don't understand what he's saying, so I'm not gonna listen to it. I don't care. He's not speaking my language. Why are you trying to make me feel uncomfortable on an English speaking territory? Or in an English speaking territory, I'm sorry. I don't understand what he's saying, so I don't really care. I don't know why he's performing if he can't speak English. That's just how I feel about it. It's just the NFL. This isn't the World Cup with soccer or something. I can understand that. But it's the NFL. Even in soccer, bro, when they be having like America News or something like that, like these folks translate the post-game interview in English. So I need that at the Super Bowl halftime show. It's the Super Bowl. If you can't translate the song in English, big dog, I'm gonna need you to find somebody else. Because I don't know what you're saying. And no, I'm not racist just because I don't know what you're saying. Or just because I don't care about what you gotta say because I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, guys, so you just had that mess. Listen, about this channel, I'm non-biased, so I will show both sides, but it's just like, really? This is coming from a black man about we're in America, we're in an English speaking country, speak English, and it's just like, really? let's use rap. I feel like that would be like a good example. Before rap blew up and it went mainstream, let's use, NWA. We've seen the film, well, if you've seen it. There was at one point, yeah, where all the white feds were throwing their stuff in the trash or stepping on their music. A lot of, like, let's say white parents and their children were getting into gangster rap. They didn't understand it. They were like, oh, it's corrupting our kids. I remember Snoop Dogg with his first album, him In and Out of Court. A lot of people were saying it's corrupting the children, and then you had the whole crack epidemic. People, or older people, especially white people, they didn't get it because it was new. If you use Busta Rhymes, the rapper Twister, they rap so fast you barely understand what they're saying. You know what I mean? But it's the flow, it's the freestyle, it's the beat, it's the beatboxing. You know what I mean? It comes with so much. So again, with reggaeton, French rap, there's Italian drill artists. I like their music, but I don't understand what they're saying. But again, it's the beat, it's the flow, it's the video. You know what I mean? It's everything. For those that get it, get it. It's art. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's art. I just feel like a lot of black people who are speaking like that, they're showing their true colors. It's just like it's giving hateration. Like last year, it was Kendrick. You were loving it, black. Black power, da 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 da. And now this year, it's the Latin. It's their turn. And just to think, yeah, the last Latin performance was Shakira and Jennifer Lopez, but before that, you know what I mean? There's been none, and that's crazy. Being like a Spanish speaking family community, and you never see your people represented on the biggest stage in the world. So again, this was a very proud moment for Bad Bunny. I love it at the end, especially when he listed all the like yes, and even other Caribbean community. Like I love that. He shouted out Haiti, which I love because Haiti does get a lot of hate. So I loved it. Like doesn't matter if it was all in Spanish. Listen, again, I like the reggaeton. You can't tell me nothing like that performance was. I loved it.
I am overly disappointed in black people's response to the Super Bowl. And I'm so disappointed at how black people are responding, given that we needed moments like those. We understand what needing a moment and having a moment feels like. So when another minority community has a moment, why are we not celebrating that? Why would we not celebrate another minority community having a moment? It just feels hella selfish. A lot of you guys' perspective on the world is this small. You don't realize it's 20,000 different perspectives around you. The Super Bowl is not just for black people. We had Usher. We got Rihanna. We got Kendrick Lamar last year. And when Kendrick Lamar was doing all that symbolic stuff about America, you know what white people were saying? Oh, I don't understand that. That was just... And we was defending that. Because he was putting on. So, if anything, black people should understand what it's like to have a moment. And for y'all to get up here and diss Bad Bunny and diss the whole Super Bowl because you don't know Spanish is fake to me. I feel like minority to minority, struggle to struggle, Hispanics and black people are very similar in a lot of ways. Not saying we're the same, not saying we went through the same things, but we're very similar. And it's just like, y'all, like, we creating this whole divide, like, oh, I don't understand that. That's, like, we're acting like white people. We're acting like the white people when black people get up on stage and do something and white people respond that way. We're responding the same way when Bad Bunny did this thing. We're responding the same way the white people respond to us. Like, black people are really claiming Super Bowl like, this isn't American football. Nigga, this ain't for you. You really the Super Bowl ain't for us. And you really, y'all have adopted this mindset like the Super Bowl is for black people. It's not. Do you know the people that own the Super Bowl, the NFL? None of them are black. They do this for money. They don't care about you. So for you to claim American football, claim this is not the football I know. It's not, because it's not for you, gang. I'm disappointed in a lot of y'all.
Yeah, shout out to him. He made a good point. And yes, doing research for this video, I've seen so many like black Americans or just black people as a whole saying, oh, it wasn't this, or it was trash. And it's just like, Remember this time last year when a lot of white Americans or white people were like, Kendrick Lamar's performance was the most boringest. They didn't understand it. He was doing too much, because he has Serena Crip Walk and you know what I mean, Scissor out there, DJ Must. He was doing too much, and it's just what I find really funny, yeah, when the oppressed become the oppressor. Okay, so you might not be able to speak Spanish, you might not know the whole Latin culture, but you know what it's like to be a minority or for people not really to care about where you come from and your lineage. So for Black Americans to come on and be like, I didn't understand the word he was saying. Now they should have put subtitles. I did clock that, you know what I mean? I am learning Spanish currently because I do travel to Spain a lot. So it's like, adapting to the culture. And it's just nice to know another language, you know what I mean, other than English. But I agree with him. Like it's disappointing and it's just like you literally are moving like white people. It's just like, yeah, fair enough. It's in Spanish and he's unapologetic the same way you're unapologetic being black. Because if someone was to come for your blackness, it's racist. It's same thing. And like he said, the NFL doesn't belong to black people. Now, it seems like it's for blacks and it's become more black since Jay-Z's been, the musical direction it. What is it? Musical director. But Jay-Z obviously he's been in the industry for years, like he knows what he's doing. So back in the day, they did have Shakira and Jennifer Lopez. That was the last time it was Latino. Beyonce, she went up with Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars was actually asked to be in this one because a lot of people are like, why is Lady Gaga here? Like, she's not, you know what I mean? She's not a Latin woman. But Bruno Mars turned it down. So obviously he needed to fill that spot, and obviously Cardi B turned it down too. Well, yeah, obviously I get it. Usher, Kendrick Lamar, Rihanna, even though Rihanna's from Barbados, it's given black, you know what I mean? We've had black performances back to back. So maybe Jay-Z needs to holler at Taylor Swift or a white artist, you know what I mean? But yeah, it doesn't belong to us. Like he said, NFL, it's a white thing, you know what I mean? Yeah, we get it. You have white and black artists, black players playing, but it still doesn't belong to us. It's going to be very interesting who's going to be next because again, Chris Brown was like he put out like, "Yo, y'all need me," but with the whole Rihanna situation, it's never going to happen. Jay Z's never going to let you on that stage. You know what I mean? There was a couple of people I was thinking about, but then I thought because of the back and forth with Jay Z will never like. I was surprised when Dr. Dre did it that they actually let 50 Cent do it, but they only let 50 Cent do it because Eminem said he won't perform unless 50's on there. Because I was, you know what I mean? 50 Cent's always coming for Jay Z. So when he performed at the Super Bowl, I was like, how does this work? But yeah, Eminem put his foot down. He's like, listen, I'm not performing unless 50. So that's how 50 got on there. But yeah, there's a couple of artists I would love to see. I would love to see Sierra, but, but Chris Brown, yeah. The whole Super Bowl, he's got that whole theme. He sold out his tour last year. It's never gonna happen. Like Jay Z ain't never saw. It'd be very interesting to see who he's gonna get for next year. But everything he said, I agree. Like black people, like do better. Like don't be hating when another minority is having their moment. Maybe next year he might get an Asian artist. Shout out to what I mean, the Asian community, the Chinese. You know what I mean? Like let everyone have their shine. Like this year it was the Latinos. Last year it was Compton. Like let people. You know what I mean? When Usher was up there, it was Atlanta. Like you know what I mean? Let people have their moment. Obviously, with Rihanna, I wanted her to do more like of her reggae tunes. You know what I mean? She could have brought up Sean Paul. She's got a song with Break It Off with Sean Paul. I wanted a bit more, Bayesian, from the Caribbean, from her. I feel like they need to get they would never do it because of the controversy, but he needs to get like a vibes cartel. Like we need like a Jamaican artist now, but I know that would never happen because his music's too controversial, it's too raunchy. But yeah, just let the people have their moment. I get it. There was no subtitles. It was all in Espanol, but it is what it is. Yeah, so they couldn't have Vibes Cartel, but maybe Sean Paul. But again, Jay Z, people that have riffraffs with Jay Z. So Jay Z blocked Sean Paul performing Baby Boy with Beyonce when they had that track back in the day. So even that, you know what I mean? Sean Paul said it in interviews, him and Jay Z, they're like that. But for a Jamaican artist, it would be obviously between Vibes Cartel and Sean Paul. Sean Paul's done the whole crossover. He's done many tracks with many like pop artists, even in the UK, you know what I mean? So Sean Paul would be a really good one. But again, I don't know if a lot of Americans know him like that. But yeah, you could even get an Haitian artist. Like, I'm here to have all these different artists from different, you know what I mean, Caribbean islands, different parts of the world. Like, I get it, white Americans, they might be like, I don't know this, but you know what I mean? Broaden your horizons, like get to know other people and just stop being just stuck in your, you know, your ways.
Okay, so I'm gonna be giving my honest halftime show review. A lot of y'all gonna be mad when I say this. Oh well, but I do feel like Bad Bunny did good. You know, he repped his flag. He repped Puerto Rico. He did a good job. He basically said "fuck America," and I loved that. But one thing I don't understand is why he brought out Lady Gaga but not Bruno Mars, because Bruno Mars is Hispanic too. So he might as well have just like, I just don't feel like Lady Gaga fit the vibe. No shade. Like, not to, you know, but like we supposed to, you know, like it would have just made more sense if Bruno Mars would have came out too. Like, I feel like they kind of played with that. And another thing I don't like is how y'all saying, oh, what a halftime show should be in English. At the end of the day, I don't feel like the US has an actual language. Like, there's no official language. People can speak what the fuck they want to speak. Don't be mad because y'all not bilingual. The fuck. But I do feel like it was very poetic. Like, it was similar to Kendrick's performance. It was poetic. Like, I like that. I like poetic shit. But I was really sad about Cardi not performing because I seen her on the stage. I feel like it would have only been right if she would have performed I Like It, because not even just because I like the song, but I feel like there was a big part in both each other career. Like, that song did some numbers in 2018. It was doing some numbers. Like, I just feel like that would have been the cherry on top to MAGA. That would have been the cherry on top. Like, it would really said fuck Trump, the whole performance. But it was still good, though. He definitely did his shit. But, you know, it was just some missing parts. It was a missed opportunity. Let's say that.
Shout out to her, and I agree 100. Like, when I saw Cardi B on stage, that would have been the perfect time for her to just get a mic and be like, you know, the intro for like a for her to just come out and, you know, men could have carried it because at one point Bad Bunny he laid down and then the crowd was carrying him, so the men could have picked Cardi B up, and you know what I mean. So I definitely agree. I feel like maybe they could have, like, before the closing and him listing other countries, they could have played Like It Like That, because again it was such a big part in both of their careers. Like, till today I love that tune, and it is sampled, so someone before them in a Latin community, you know what I mean. So yeah, they needed that song. Ricky Martin being there, he's an OG. We grew up with him, especially if you're like 90s, 80s. I needed some living the vida loca, like, you know what I mean? But he looked amazing. Like, does this man age? He looks good. Lady Gaga, again, she was a replacement because Bruno Mars turned it down. So that's why. Listen, I've seen Cardi B live, I've seen Lady Gaga live. Like, they, you know what I mean? They're really good performers, they can sing. So it was okay. It was a bit, you know, Lady Gaga being there, but maybe that was for the Americans so they wouldn't complain as much. It's like, listen, okay, everyone else is, you know, Puerto Rican or Latino, but we have Lady Gaga, we have a white woman for you guys, but it still wasn't enough. I agree with her. It was kind of random. It's like, okay. Again, Shakira, Jennifer Lopez, they've always already performed, but you know what I mean? There's other Latin artists out there that they could have put instead of Lady Gaga, but it is what it is. Again, Bruno Mars, he has performed with Beyonce. He turned it down. Like, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised that Bruno Mars turned it down because he probably feels like, yo, I shouldn't be some little, you know, add on, some little sidekick. Like, I should be the main. So maybe that's why he turned it down. Like, who knows? But I agree with her. Like, stop hating just because you can't speak Spanish and you're not being open to maybe learning another language. Like, let the Latinos, the Latin community, let them just show off and just be proud of their heritage again. Even though Puerto Rico is a part of the US, they still, you know, the Puerto Rican flag, like, again, in New York, I've heard, you know, when you're in the Bronx or anywhere where it's predominantly like full of Puerto Ricans, you gonna see that flag if it's from in their car, hanging out the window. Like, trust me, they're so proud of their country, that, you know, their island, even though they are now a part of the US. But yeah, I agree with her. Like, it was good. There could have been a little, but nothing's perfect. But as a whole, I enjoyed.
The fuck is this? I don't understand a fucking word this dude is saying. The Super Bowl really fucked this one up. The Super Bowl is the girls shaking their ass. But then again, I mean, the whole fucking Super Bowl's been trash. It's a game of battle of the punters. Hey, look, he's saying more shit that I don't understand. Who the fuck chose this guy for the goddamn Super Bowl? Epic fail. The NFL failed us. Whoever chooses the fucking performer failed us. Horrible. Throw this shit in the trash. They ain't cheering because you're on stage good. They're cheering to get your ass off the stage and bring back the players. The fuck is this?
Criticize, criticize, criticize. That's all I heard. So now, is this the most worst performance or the most boringest performance? Because last year y'all were all saying that about Kendrick, but yet his was the most watched. It was the most viewed Super Bowl in history. Bad Bunny, he's made numbers, he's made history also. So you know when the math ain't mathing, it's like which one is it? Like he's a hating, but yet they're still breaking numbers, they're still doing big milestones. You know what I mean? So shout out to Kendrick. I loved his. His was one of my favorites. Beyonce's, I loved Beyonce's. Usher's was really good. Still could have been a bit better. Rihanna's, you know, she was pregnant, so she couldn't do much. It wasn't. It was kind of. It was lacking for me again because she's from Barbados. I needed some more, you know what I mean, Caribbean vibes with her performance. But yeah, just all that complaining, and they has to cheat to be like the best part was the girls dancing. I'm like, of course you're gonna like the girls dancing, but yeah, after that, I don't understand what he's saying. What the hell is, you know what I mean? Seeing the people play dominoes, probably giving the Grammy to his young, he probably didn't even understand all that. You know what I mean? He's showing his lineage, how he was brought up. I don't know if he was born in actual Puerto Rico or if he was born in the US, like, you know what I mean, official, like, but just seeing everything, that's literally his life, you know what I mean, the life story. Now for me it was the wedding, but then obviously I found out he knows those people in real life, they invited him, so he was like, yo, come do your wedding here. And that's what I love about the Super Bowl. It's a chance for you to do something you'll never be able to do again. Serena crip walking last year, she ain't never going to get to do that again, you know what I mean? Like it was once in a lifetime opportunity. DJ Mustard, him coming out on the field, like, so it's just an opportunity. So again, that couple to getting married. Listen, first of all, they better be married for the rest of their life. But they're always gonna say, "Yeah, we got married at the Super Bowl." Like, how many people can say that? So yeah.
I need all my black folks to come to the front. I need all y'all come to the front and sit down in the front row seats, okay? Because just like I call out the Caucasians, I am going to call out the black community as well. Because I think a lot of you purposely missed the point of Bad Bunny's performance last night at the Super Bowl. Now, I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I didn't watch no parts of it, honey. I didn't watch anything. I didn't watch the halftime show. I didn't watch any of that. I was at home trying to catch up on Handmaid's Tale. I've never seen it. Everybody talk about it, saying we living in those times. So I was on season 2, okay? And I didn't catch anything. But I did see a lot of the commentary, a lot of people's opinions, and I will call out Chris Brown. Now, listen, as much as I love you down, all right, you are an awesome, awesome singer and performer. Great, fabulous talent. What you posted, I believe that was on your IG, what you posted on your stories, I can't get with, Chris. I can't get with, only because I think you also missed the message. You know, a lot of people feel like the halftime show is for entertainment, and you're absolutely right. Everybody come, or everybody want to see the halftime show because of the performance, the entertainment. I get it. But you also have to adjust your mind and understand what's really going on. In the world that we live in right now, with us being under this administration, there's a lot of crap that's going on. And we are being shunned and our voices are being taken away. What is the biggest way that we can send a message if we can't do it on an everyday basis? Just like Kendrick Lamar, Bad Bunny took the opportunity to send a message, especially with everything that's going on with Ice Cubes out here. He took that time in that moment, just like what Keith Lee and what he did. I believe that was on the Grammys, where he was asked about what's the best food in LA. I believe the reporter asked him, and he didn't answer that question at all. He completely flipped it and gave his 2 cents about what's going on in this world, right? What better way to send a message if they're going to shut us up, if they're going to shut us up via social media, if they are going to try to tone down our voices, and we are not able to speak, and we can't do what they call it, you know, because TikTok, they're minimizing our voices on here, right? So you can't say certain words, you can't do certain things, right? So how can we get the message out there? You don't want us to do these walks, if you will. Y'all know what I mean. You don't want us to do these walks. You out here trying to harm folks when they trying to, you know, use freedom of speech. Y'all know what's going on with Ice Cubes and all of the unalivings and all of the things. They're trying to shut us out. So the best way for us to still get our opinions across is to do it live. on one of the biggest platforms. And a lot of y'all miss that because you chose entertainment over something that's important, what's going on in the world. Let's put the entertainment and the fun aside. I also want to say this because I don't like the fact that a lot of us black folks got upset because it was in Spanish and you didn't understand. Because it was dedicated to the Latin community and the Spanish community, and because you wasn't a part of it, you want to just completely just dismiss it. What if it was someone that was not of color that went on that stage, okay? And they, with everything that goes on with the black community that has always gone on with the black community, and they made a dedication to black Americans, especially with it being Black History Month. Let's say, you know, a Caucasian person went up there and made a complete tribute to Black America. A lot of us will be holding, hollering, yes, like thank you for waking up and seeing us, and thank you for acknowledging. Y'all will be so excited. Y'all will be so happy. You will feel so appreciative that someone who is not the same color as you gave acknowledgement to you. Why we can't do that for the Latin community? I know a lot of you are going to say it's the Super Bowl, it's nowhere for politics and all of the things. The best way to get a message across is on a major platform. And if that's the only opportunity where we can get that voice heard, it is what it is, and you need to understand that. If we can speak out on certain platforms about Black Americans and what we go through and what we have to say, you can't suppress somebody else who wants to get their message across about what's going on with their people. That's not fair. And Chris, I really felt like you purposely missed the mark on that as well, because you looked at it from an entertainment perspective, and I get it, you're an artist, so of course that's the first thing on your mind. But Chris, come on now, you a black man, your children are mixed with Asian culture, like, you missed it as well. I understand from an entertainment perspective, but Chris, you see what's going on out here. I hate to say this, Chris, because listen, I rock with you, but are you letting your money blind you to what's really going on out here? Last night was not about entertainment. It wasn't. Last night was a message. And just like, again, we got so hyped with Kendrick Lamar and the beef that he had with Drake, or has with Drake, we was all for it because it was beef, it was entertaining, it was him talking his shit. We was cool with that. But then we sit here and get upset and feel some type of way because Bad Bunny wants to dedicate the performance to his community because of what's going on. Come on now, y'all. We got all the time in the world to be entertained. Sometimes we got to put the entertainment down and really focus on what it is. Because if we can't say certain things over here and we can't say certain things over there, if we have a big opportunity to say something without being stopped, take that opportunity.
Yeah, shout out to her, and I agree 100. First of all, not her saying I didn't watch anything. I was watching The Handmaid's Tale. I need to jump back on that and watch that from the start again. It's a really good series. But I agree. Again, Kendrick, Rihanna, Usher, yes, those performances were entertaining, and even Kendrick's was political also. He had Samuel L. Jackson. Like, when's that ever gonna happen again? So you know what I mean? But I agree, like, stop being so ignorant. Because if you think about real life with the whole ice cubes, I like that. I'm going to use that, ice cubes. There's a lot going on, and I get it. People just want to tune out. They want to watch the halftime. They want to be entertained. They want to have fun. I get that. Trust me, people have Super Bowl parties, you know. So I get it. So when the halftime came, when they heard it all in Spanish, I bet they were like, like, what the hell is, you know what I mean? Like, trust me, I understand. But again, you've got to see the bigger picture, like she said with Chris Brown. Chris Brown's first baby mom, you know, that he had with, I think she was some sort of stripper or something. Everything's alleged, but I'm sure she's a Latina woman. Like, I'm sure she's Puerto Rican, and then the rest of his kids are half Asian. So again, even that is like, you're a black man, but you've had kids with, you know, other minorities. So let's shine on the Latino community. Maybe next year it might be the Asian community. Let them have their moment. Like, it's giving hateration. 3 years back to back, Usher, Rihanna, Kendrick Lamar. It's been black, so why are the Black Americans complaining? Now I understand the whites complaining because it's not been a white performer in a minute, but the African American, like, why are you complaining? Like, it don't make sense, especially because, especially in America, well, worldwide, black people are always seen at the bottom. You know what I mean? Then it's the Latinos, then it's the Asians, and then it's what, you know what I mean. Native Americans, I don't even know where they fit in that, but blacks are always last, always at the bottom. So with Bad Bunny and what he's putting into his performance, we should understand more than anyone. Me as a Black British girl, I understand that performance the same way I understood Kendrick Lamar's. Even with his, a lot of Black people like it was boring, didn't like it, he was doing too much, it was too Black. Like sometimes, they're saying not all what is it? Not all skin folk are kinfolk. Like I see it every day. Because when you hear Black people complaining, it's just like, are you not Black? Like, huh? Like Kendrick Lamar, he's not just doing it for people he's doing it for the Black as a whole, not even just Black Americans, Black globally. And the same with Bad Bunny. He's not just doing it for Puerto Ricans. He's doing it for all the Latin countries. He's doing it for the Caribbean. Come on, man. We've got to get it together. But I agree with her. Like, let them have their moment. Because the way they've been treating his community, his people, it's crazy.
As someone that quite literally did not understand a word that was coming out of that Puerto Rican man's mouth, all I have to say about that performance is,
Hey, mi gente latino.
I am proud to be an honorary Puerto Rican. Like, I can't explain it, but after watching that performance, I feel like I've been adopted by Puerto Ricans. I feel like I just experienced what life is like growing up in Puerto Rico with your abuela. I'm absolutely about to put the Puerto Rican flag in my bio right now. Like, even though I could not understand a word that he was saying, I knew at the very beginning of that performance what he was trying to do, and that was simply invite us into his fucking culture. And I just don't understand how anybody could see that performance and be fucking offended. Do you bitches not like learning new shit? You have to be a miserable ass person to see that colorful ass performance and still choose to want to be offended. I think the production of the show was great. I think the stage design was phenomenal. I love the fact that he brought out Lady Gaga to sing Die With A Smile at a Puerto Rican wedding. Because when that song first dropped, everybody said that it was going to be the perfect wedding song. So him having her sing that during that moment, I just thought it was great. Him bringing out Ricky Martin, like, I haven't seen that nigga in years. Like, even Cardi B was on stage as a background dancer. Like, it just felt like a very proud performance, and I loved it. I'm actually about to go book me a goddamn flight to Puerto Rico immediately. It's right up the street any goddamn way. And contrary to popular belief, it is actually a part of the fucking United States. How do you like those fucking apples, Patricia?
Shout out to Bougie Brown Skin. And I agree 100. Like, Puerto Rico is a part of America. Like why y'all mad? It's a part just like how Hawaii is a part. That's just like Jay-Z picking a Hawaiian artist and, speaking in their native tongue. And then, everyone's mad. And it's like, it's a part of America anyway. Like, why are you mad? Like, make it make sense. Like, huh? But I agree. Like, listen, I was, doing my little cha-cha, some of the Espanol words I knew, and I was just like, yes. By the end of the performance, I literally thought I was Puerto Rican. It's like, yeah, I'm a part of the culture. Like, yeah, but I agree with him 100. Like, first of all the miserable people complaining, do you not like learning new stuff? I love traveling. I love trying new foods. The language, the lingo, like just knowing more about the culture. So again, at the beginning with the sugarcane field, he was literally taking us through, life and him being brought up, Listen, being brought up in the 80s or 90s, we had that small TV. You would watch your cartoons or your favorite like show. Seeing that, and it's him and it's his acceptance speech at the Grammys, and then he comes through and he gives the Grammy to the little boy. Like, you know what I mean? You see an artist from your country or who looks like you, and you're like, when I grow up, I want to be just like them. You know what I mean? So again, it's taking us through his life, his lineage, about his culture, how he was brought up. So I agree with him. Like, just watch it. It was a masterpiece. Like, just the way everything was set out. When he dropped through the roof, like, I was just like, yo, I agree with him. It literally just told a story why he was performing, why people were dancing, why people were playing dominoes, jerking up some food. Like, yo, for those that get it, get it. It's the same with Kendrick. A lot of people didn't get it. I got it. Me and my sister till today, we still watch his performance because it's just a lot. When there's a lot going on, so you have to keep watching it because you do miss parts. But it was everything. Like, again, I needed something from Ricky Martin. I needed something from Cardi B. But you know what I mean? Other than that, like, it was really good.
This was demonic. The Super Bowl halftime show with Bad Bunny was demonic. If you actually look for the signs, if you actually look and see things for what they are. And of course, Lady Gaga had to be a part of this because why wouldn't she? And pay attention to her shoes. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And then you have this right here where he's doing this type of pose right here because, again, this is more mockery. This is more truth in plain sight. And there is a reason he is doing something like this right here, because it is anti-Christian. This whole entire thing, this whole entire performance, this whole entire halftime show was anti-Christ. Because here again, you see him doing another one of these poses. I mean, come on. There's a reason why. And then this one, he's above everybody else as he is doing it. Again, there is a reason why. And then right here, there's more signs and symbols. Pay attention to the floor right there in the middle. I mean, come on. More signs and symbols. You've just got to look and see things for what they are. Oh yeah, and TikTok, I'm just commenting on the halftime show. That's all that I am doing. People need to wake up.
Yeah, guys. Listen, I hope it's not, because if that's the case, then, like he said, you need to wake up. Now, with Rihanna's, the whole red, if you look at other people's performance, I'm surprised Lady Gaga wasn't wearing red because their guests always seem to wear red. There was a lot of white, you know what I mean? People did go in on Bad Bunny's outfit. Like, why does his outfit look like that? Like with Usher, Alicia Keys came out, she was all red. Rihanna was in all red. When SZA came out for Kendrick, she was in like, it was more of a burgundy, but still red. And all of them are meant to be some sort of ritual. Even with this, with the whole Epstein files, again, people don't really care. It's just like everyone's tuning in to watch the Super Bowl, but what about the Epstein file? You know what I mean? It's one of those. So, like Nicki tweeted, the Grammys, Oscar Awards, the Super Bowl, they're all rituals, allegedly. So, you know what I mean? We can't just say, oh, Bad Bunny and Lady Gaga's demonic, but not Kendrick or, previous people. I feel like every year there's always someone on the whole conspiracy saying, yeah, the performance was a ritual, it was demonic. So there's nothing new under the sun, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, again, I don't know. But again, for Nicki to tweet, and even Nicki, if you look at her past performances, even she's done some like demonic performances. So he made me laugh when he was just like, of course it was a demonic ritual. And guess who they had? Lady Gaga. If you know about Lady Gaga, yeah, just at the Grammys alone, people have been saying that performance that she did was demonic, even though a lot of people in their speeches were talking about Jesus Christ, God loves us, da, 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 and then you just have Lady Gaga doing this demonic ritual. Like, I don't know.
Oh, I just watched the Super Bowl halftime with Bad Bunny. How many of you know what? How can I start this off? Okay, watching the Super Bowl halftime with Bad Bunny, I seen a lot of stuff that obviously I wasn't expecting. Nobody knows what to expect when they see the halftime. We don't know who they're gonna bring out. They just surprise us, right, when it happens. But watching the Super Bowl halftime show, when Bad Bunny came out, I don't know what he is, Spanish or Latino, whatever he is, man, the performance was phenomenal. I loved it. I couldn't understand a damn thing that they were singing, but the music was a vibe. I love how they brought the culture into it, man, with them in the fields and coming from off the telephone power poles, the electric poles or whatever. And what I really loved the most was the flags that they held up during part of the halftime show with all the countries, man. Now, the reason why I'm saying this because I believe that halftime show with Bad Bunny was a freaking slap in the face to Donald Trump and all those freaking ICE agents, man. Even though they didn't say anything, listen, y'all watch the halftime show over. If you got it on repeat, watch it again, man. There's a message in there. You notice a lot of the halftime Super Bowl commercials were of Spanish people, Latinos. Remember what Trump said a while ago? He said that they lived in a trash island off the water. Remember that stuff a while back, guys? I feel like this is why he wasn't there. I heard that they were even protesting outside of the Super Bowl about Trump, man. But the message to me was clear. A lot of y'all probably was rocking to the music and jamming and vibing, and it went over your head what was going on, especially when they held up all those flags. Y'all know that was a pure slap in the face to Trump and to Ice, right? Think about it, guys. Go back and watch it and leave me a comment and let me know what y'all think, man. Listen, I love this, man. I love it. I freaking love it. This is why Bad Bunny did not want to tour in the United States, because of situations like this. But they definitely made a statement. Stand up, Bad Bunny. Salute to you, bruh. You did your big one.
Yes, Bad Bunny, big up yourself. And again, like you said, with a lot of people, you're missing the message. But yeah, I pretty much agree with his statement. He's so funny. He's like, I don't know if he's Spanish or he's obviously a Latino. He's Puerto Rican. Like, I love how much he represents his country. And even like with Cardi B, you know she's from the DR. She reps it all day, every day. J Lo being from Puerto Rico, you know what I mean? Like most of them, the big artists that are out there from Ricky Martin, Jennifer Lopez, Fat Joe, like most of them are from Puerto Rico. And then here and there you have, others. Obviously you had the great late, rest in peace, Selena. She was Mexican. Well, I agree with him. As a whole, the flags, that was a message because again, Trump, as much as he might be coming for like Puerto Ricans, even though it's a part of the US, but he's banned a lot of like third world countries, like Jamaica's on there. Obviously, Haiti's gonna be on there. So again, it's the message at the end with the flags and just shouting out everyone. We are one. Let's unite. Let's love one another. Yes, we might speak different languages, have a different culture, but at the end of the day, we all bleed the same. We're all red underneath. We're all human. You know what I mean? Like it's stupid hating on someone for the color of their skin or because they speak a different, like it's so stupid, and it's mad that it's still being pushed hard in 2020. Like it's crazy. It's just like you don't know a person, never spoke to them, but you hate them just because they might be from Puerto Rico or they speak Spanish. Like that's crazy. You just look down, like you don't know anything about them. And like you mentioned, the whole power line, and they were cutting. That's what happens, like in the islands. When you go back home, I can speak for when I go back to Jamaica. You can have power cuts, but you can have power cuts anywhere. But obviously, it happens a lot more over there. Again, you have the hurricane season. You have different things that happen over there compared to like the Western. But I agree with him. Like he loves it. He's like, I didn't understand anything, but I love it. Again, you don't have to understand it to get the message. Again, reggaeton, French rap, drill, like lyrics, yeah, or language is not the only way of communication. You know what I mean? Again, I have a non-verbal son, so I know there's different ways to communicate to the world. So yeah, you might have not understood it because it was all in Spanish, but forget, like that man, he didn't understand, but he still got the message. Again, seeing things, okay, you didn't understand, you could have watched it with the mute button, but just watching his performance, obviously him giving the Grammy to the younger him, like, you know what I mean? It's just showing people in Puerto Rico right now, if you want to become a rapper, a singer, like you can make it, and you can make it so far that you end up winning a Grammy and playing on the biggest stage in the world, which is the Super Bowl. Like, I agree with him. Like that performance, it was everything.
Eminem has reacted to Chris Brown calling out Bad Bunny for his Super Bowl performance. Chris made his feelings clear moments after the halftime show ended at Super Bowl 60. He shared a short message on Instagram that quickly got a lot of attention. He said, I think it's safe to say that they need me. Bad Bunny's halftime show focused heavily on his Puerto Rican roots and culture. The performance included a big visual moments and well-known guest appearances. While many viewers praised the energy and confidence of the show, others were less impressed. The halftime choice had already split opinions before it even started, so it was never going to be one that pleased everybody. Chris did not add any explanation after his post. He let the message sit without clearing up whether it was playful or serious, or whether he really didn't like the performance. Bad Bunny has not directly responded to Chris Brown's message. He has continued sharing content as normal since the show. During all this, Eminem has spoken out about Chris's post about Bad Bunny. Underneath the post about it, Eminem left a comment. In his comment, he wrote, yeah, no. Eminem is clearly not interested in what Chris has to say about the show, and he feels that Chris should not be adding to the media pylon that's been happening. But before you go, I want to know, do you think people are overly criticizing Bad Bunny?
Shout out to Eminem. How could he just go under the post about it? Yeah, no. And a lot of people were just like, no, we do not need to see you at the Super Bowl. Now, listen, I've seen Chris Brown. He's an amazing performer, but I agree. Like, So not you. There's so many other artists that can be pushed for, sir, not But again, he didn't say Bad Bunny's performance was bad, but you know what shade is like. You could have posted that today, but for you to post it right after his performance, like, it's a chop.
Caribbean people, last night we had a night thanks to Bad Bunny and the way that he chose to represent Caribbean and Latin culture on the global stage. And it's not that we need validation from the outside ever, because we never have, but there were two things that I really wanted to talk about, and it's why this moment was so significant for us in the way that it was. So I want to speak first to the people who were not educated in or do not live in the Caribbean at all, because there's a lot that you guys don't know about us. I woke up this morning to a lot of discourse about, oh, this performance was just performative, it's not true resistance, you should have done this, and this. And I want y'all to understand that a topic that we are taught in school is active and passive resistance. I think the disconnect comes with how the West resists versus the Caribbean. In the West, it seems to be very much oppressor-centric. Like, it's about, what have you done? Down with you. We need to resist you. We need to take you down. In the Caribbean, one of the ways that we resist is to completely decenter the oppressor. We're going to dance. We're going to sing. We're going to gallivant. We're going to fete as if you don't even exist, as if you're not trying your best to break our spirit, as if you're not even there. You're a non-motherfucking factor. That's how we resist. So what Bad Bunny did was very indicative of how we exist in the Caribbean, where, yeah, I know you're doing some weird shit. It's not going to break me, though. You're not going to stop anything over here, though. And that's how I have deliberately and intentionally, like, structured my content, is I'm not worried about what the West is doing. I'm talking to you, about us. What have we survived? What have we done? What have we accomplished? Who are we? How powerful are we? I don't want you to focus on them. I want you to focus on who you are, what you can achieve because of what you have achieved. I get that it might not be what you wanted, but it's what we needed. You can resist how you want to resist, and we resist how we want to resist, and both of them work together in tandem. None is more important than the other. In fact, being able to express joy, being able to hold on to your culture, being able to hold on to your humanity during times of extreme pressure is highly important for life after the oppression. Because if our ancestors didn't do that, nothing Bad Bunny did on stage could happen. None of the dances, none of the songs, none of the rhythms, none of the expressions, that couldn't happen if our ancestors were solely focused on oppressor-centric resistance. What I don't want ever for Caribbean people to be is so political that you lose your humanity. Don't become so dogmatic that you become no good to the people around you, and then you start cannibalizing the people that you're trying to save. Talk about why the flag moment was so emotional for us. The entire performance was, because starting on a sugar plantation, Benito, oh my God. But the flag moment was very emotional for us, not because we want, external validation, because if you've met a Caribbean person, you know that is not true. However, with globalization comes with the use of the internet and us interacting with people outside of the Caribbean. And oftentimes what happens is that we are exposed to narratives about ourselves that other people have, especially Westerners. And when we correct them, a lot of the pushback is, well, if you guys mattered, they would have taught us about you in school. Y'all haven't contributed anything significant to the world. That's why we don't know about you. This is a constant talking point that we receive whenever we try to clear up something that is erroneous or state something that somebody who's outside of the Caribbean previously would not know. It's always met with that type of attitude. So to see yourself not be forgotten, see yourself be included and on the largest stage in a place where people often tell you that you do not matter, that I think meant a lot to us, because we matter a whole lot to us. Get you somebody who loves you the way a Caribbean person loves their flag and their country. We love ourselves down, but we've also made peace with, we don't expect other people to love us the way we love us. So when we see ourselves being included, especially by a son of the soil, when he didn't have to, because he could have just focused on Puerto Rico, but because the Caribbean is such a community-minded place, it makes sense that an artist who was raised in the Caribbean, who's from the Caribbean, would include the Caribbean and Latin America in his performance. So that was great, because we value all forms of resistance. And especially now with what is going on in the Caribbean, where empire is trying to do a repeat of killing people, erasing culture, getting people to bend the knee, trying to recolonize the Caribbean. What Benito did meant a lot to us. We saw pockets of ourselves. He was talking to us. Even if you didn't understand, we did. And we appreciate it. For me, being joyful, being unapologetically Caribbean is a form of resistance. Resistance is about alchemizing anger into something beautiful. When your time comes, resist how you want. But as for me and my house, nous kay danser, nous kay chanter, nous kay faire quoi nous kota. Parce que we can walk and chew gum at the same time, hun.
Big up Bonito. Like, I agree with what she said. I love when she said, listen, get you a person that loves the Caribbean flag like the way we do. As you can see, guys, I got the Jamaican flag there. I've got the Jamaican flag in my car. I agree. Again, in America, a lot of Puerto Ricans, they've got the flag hanging out the window, etc. One thing, listen, the island might be small, might be seen as a third world country, but trust me, doesn't matter where in the world they are, they're going to represent that flag. So listen, when she said that, on point. Listen, my parents were born in Jamaica. I was born here, so I'm first generation. But I would hear from like white Britannians all the time, like you're not English, you know what I mean? And that's fine. Like I'm not gonna argue with them. Yes, I was born here. My lineage goes back to the Caribbean. It goes back to Jamaica. I have no problem with that. But you'll get other like people or other minorities who will stand there and argue with them. I'm proud. I'm proud to be Jamaican of Jamaican heritage. So you know what I mean? There's not a problem there. So I definitely agree with that. You want someone to love you right? Make sure it's the way Caribbean represent their flag and love their island and their country. But like she said, it does go back to whole like slavery. They tried to break us, but one thing you couldn't break is the spirit, and that's what I mean. Like hurricane season, again, I did a video when Hurricane Melissa hit Jamaica. If you've not seen it, check it out. I'll link at the end with a lot of TikTok videos, and you've seen how the younger Jamaicans were out there. They were dancing in the water, swimming in the water, and it's just like, you know what I mean? Like people died, some people lost everything, but again, it's that spirit. You can't break the spirit. Now, when Hurricane Katrina happened in America, it was heartbreaking, and you could see a lot of the African Americans, especially the ones that lived in like Louisiana or Florida, like it broke them, you know what I mean? But one thing about the Caribbean, you not gonna break them spirit. So I definitely agree with that. The diaspora wars, we see it all the time. You know, one minute it'd be like African Americans versus Jamaicans versus the Haitians. Like there's always like a diaspora war going, and it's just annoying because again, slavery affected all of us. The only difference, it dropped people, some people in Brazil, it dropped some people in North America, it dropped people in Jamaica. You know what I mean? We've all pretty much gone through, and again, everyone's is different. Brazil, I think Brazil was like the last country to get rid of slavery. So even that alone, like, can you imagine in North America you're free, but then in South America you could still be a slave? Like, that's crazy. In the UK, it ended in the UK before it ended up in America. You know what I mean? So it's little things like that that obviously divide us. And the treatment, what you got in America would be different from the treatment you got in Jamaica or in Barbados. You know what I mean? I heard it was very bad in South America and on the Caribbeans, you know what I mean? And again, it's that spirit, and that's why people that come from the Caribbean, they've got a tough spirit. If you know anyone that comes from the Caribbean, they've got a next level spirit. You can't hurt them easily, you can't break them easily because their upbringing and what they've sacrificed when they have moved to the Western, you'll never know because you've not been through that struggle. When I go back home and I see how people are living and how they have to wait for the water truck to pull up, while I can just go upstairs, turn on the tap, running water. They sacrifice, you know what I mean? My parents being born there and having to come over here during the Windwash and having to deal with racism and how dirty Britain was, and that was post World War Two. I'll never understand that, you know what I mean? The younger generation, so a younger generation would be ignorant because we'll never know. Our place is still racist, yeah, but it's not going to be the racism that our parents and grandparents felt. You know what I mean? Because there's multiracial people now, there's a lot of biracial people. Back then, it was like one out of 10, you know what I mean? So we're living in a whole different time now. Again, we have social media. So if you are going to be racist, you're either going to get beaten up, lose your job. Like things are different now. Like back then, being racist, you could get away with it and the courts were playing their favor. Now you can lose everything for being racist. Well, not if you're the president, but you know what I mean? So I agree with her. As a whole, you can't, people from third world countries, from the Caribbean, one thing for sure, two things is that you can't break them spirit and you can't tell them not to love where they come from. Not talking about the sellouts, you know, the ones that go to the Western and never go back home. No, I'm talking about the people that love their flag. Doesn't matter where they are, they're always representing.
Watching Bad Bunny's performance last night really affirmed to me as a black person that I am jealous, envious of people who are from nations that they are proud to be from. Like waving their nation's flag means something. Like that's their homeland. You know what I'm saying? Deep ties. You know? I don't have that same thing. I'm proud to be black now. Proud to be black. Will always choose to be black in this life and the next. Blackity, black, black, blackity, black, black, black. But I'm not proud to be from the United States. You know what I mean? A country that enslaved my ancestors, raped them, ate them, breeded them, sold them, fed black babies to alligators, hung them from trees, dragged them from horses. You know, I'm not proud of that. That doesn't make me feel pride in where I'm from. So and then this is no hate, because I love it for y'all. I love it for y'all. It's amazing to see. And, you know, watching the videos of people like hearing their country called out from, no notes. Beautiful, beautiful. I loved it. But I just made me realize how envious I am of y'all.
Yeah, shout out to him for keeping it 100. And I feel like a lot of African Americans, even if they admit it or don't, they feel like that. Again, if you're African American but your parents are from Jamaica or Haiti, you either might speak the Creole or you're eating the traditional foods. Like you've just got that culture, even though you might be in the Western, you've got that culture. The same with me. Obviously, I grew up eating Jamaican food, the lingo, the language, just everything, just the whole culture. You know what I mean? Like my parents didn't just come to Jamaica and disrupt everything. No, they brought their culture over here. You know what I'm saying? So when I do go back to Jamaica, I'll go back home, it's not a shock because I know what certain things are called. I know how to do certain things. You know what I mean? Wash clothes by. You know what I mean? It's for some people, it's a shock. It's a culture shock because their parents left all that once they left. But I know how things are in back home, in yard, and your parents have to bring it. I remember, yeah, when I was watching Orange is the New Black. And there's a lot of Latino women in there, or Latin women, and there's a bit where I think she's acting as a Puerto Rican, but she can't speak Spanish. So they're like, yeah, that Spanish girl, but the Spanish girl that can't speak Spanish. It's things like that. You know what I mean? Like my parents came over there and they were still speaking, you can call it Jamaican Creole. They were still speaking patois, you know what I mean? But again, there are people that leave their home country and they literally leave everything behind. Like it's just funny how they address it. Like, oh yeah, it's that Spanish girl over there, and then people would approach her speaking Spanish, and then she'd be like, oh no, no, I can't speak Spanish, and it's just like what? So again, people can say certain words. Again, there's not everyone that's of Haitian descent and they can speak, the Creole. Like I don't know, like maybe your parents just like I don't know, you know what I mean? Like my kids, they're half Nigerian and they're from the Yoruba tribe, so obviously Yorubas, they've got their language. If their dad teaches them Yoruba, that'd be great. If they don't, it's not their fault. So it does fall on the parents and the grandparents that you have to teach the next generation after you because you will lose that connection. But shout out to him, like he said, I can leave the UK and go back to Jamaica, see family, learn more about the culture. He can't because he's African American. Like because of his lineage and the whole slavery trade, like his ancestors go way back, like they're just American now. Obviously, you can do one of those DNA, but still, if it says you're 50%, Nigerian, 40% Moroccan, like you still don't have that connect. So I hear what he's saying. People are waving their flags, people are speaking their native tongue, and he's like, I haven't got that. Like all I speak is English. All I know is to be Black American. So for those that get it, get it. I hear what you're saying. Like, you're so lucky that you can be American, but you also can be Puerto Rican, Jamaican, Haitian. Like, you've got the best of both worlds. That's how I see it. Even me being born over here, I've got the best of both worlds. You know what I mean? I go back. I've got cousins who were just strictly Jamaican, never left the island. I've got the best of both worlds. I can go to the UK. I can go Spain. Like, I can travel. I can explore. That's a luxury, you know what I mean? Don't waste it because I've got family members that have never left the island. So again, even with that, it's a luxury. So I hear what he's saying. Like him watching that performance, he's happy for us that have other flags and have different, backgrounds and you know what I mean? So yeah, man. One thing about people from the Caribbean, we always gonna be representing. So shout out So bonito, Bad Bunny, like it was a great performance in my opinion. Again, did you get the message? For those that get it, got it. And again, coming from the Caribbean or having parents, grandparents from there, trust me, you got it. But yes, guys, that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Stay safe, and I'll see you in my next one.